Hello, everyone. Welcome to another round of A Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League Season 4. We are getting close to the end of Open Week here, Week 6. And today we have a very great match to watch between Big Dunka, representing Error 216, versus Wolfie Dragon, representing Team Oops Davar S. Auch nicht. Sorry for butchering that pronunciation. So just to give a bit of insight into the stakes here for this match, if Big Dunka wins this match, he will guarantee his team a spot in the playoffs. Whereas Wolfie Dragon, currently their team is ranked last in the Skull Woods division and are fighting for a win in order to not be at the bottom for relegation purposes, to end up in the Open League. So really exciting here to see this match. Should get started here in 1 second. All right, here we go. By the way, I am homemade beer. Cool, so we see a Sank start from Big Dunka and a Link's House start from Wolfie Dragon. It looks like an Uncle opening. Very common opening from both runners in this mode. So nothing super important yet. 20 rupees in the Sanctuary and just a piece of heart in Link's House. Wolfie Dragon going ahead and taking out some of these guards here to get a tier 1 triple. Dunka doing the same by throwing a sign at a pickle. Happens. And just finding 5 arrows, so not too bad, not too good. Just a thing. And we find a sword on the Uncle. Nice vanilla sword here. And Big Dunka checks Lumberjack, where we just see 100 rupees. So if we do not need to defeat Ganon to get to the Dark World, then we will be never seeing that boss, that dungeon. And with that sword, it looks like Wolfie Dragon is going to head into the front of Escape and start clearing it out. So let's see. Just seeing a shield here at the mushroom spot, dropping in and finding the flippers in the drop down. So Big Dunka going to leave for now, and let's see where he decides to go next. Yeah, meanwhile, Wolfie Dragon just getting into the first key guard here in Escape. And finding a key. So if we find a fire source, we will know that the back of Escape and Dark Cross are both in logic. And Dunka farming these bombs here, and up to 3 bombs, which is really nice. You can do almost all of CAC with 3 bombs, and it's very likely that we'll get at least 1 more bomb drop at any point. So he's comfortable going in. The key also does put the rest of these front 2 chests in logic here, so these 20 rupees are in logic. And we see a mushroom on the race game, so Dunka's going to go straight for that. And meanwhile, Wolfie Dragon just continuing on, just has to go and slash the ball and chain guard 8 times or throw a couple pots at his head. Looks like killing this guard means he is not interested in continue on Escape after this. Combination of the 2, it seems. 4 slashes in a pot. 9 seconds on the race game, not bad. And gets a Quake Medallion, interesting. So we did get our first map check. It looks like red crystals. That was pretty quick. I think it was red crystals at Desert and Eastern. Maybe chat can help us out there. And again, big shout outs to our tracker, Professor Pixie, today for helping us out, keeping us honest. Okay, Eastern and Harrow were red crystals. And we see a Cane of Samaria. Nice little glitch stick in the back of the tavern here. And looks like tier 2 tree pull is fairies. That's good information from Wolfie Dragon. And getting some of these rupees off the bush crabs, Big Dunka hasn't found any cash yet. Ooh, there's a lamp, okay. So we'll need 100 rupees to collect the item on the bottle vendor. And he is running out of bombs, doesn't have any more money to buy them, so he'll have to jump in the well and hope for the best, unless he decides to go down to the bomb hut here. It's a very common entrance that you see in Cross Keys. There are 4 bombs you can farm in this hut. So this is a nice way to get free bombs if you already have a bomb in order to open it up. And it looks like Dunka going for 2 farms here. I doubt he goes in for a third. 8 bombs is definitely all you need. Finish up the last 2 checks in CAC. Where Wolfie Dragon now getting his flippers. Did also check Lumberjack, so neither runner will have Orphan that check, knows that there's no need to grab the item there. So dropping into the well, let's see what we find here. Get a big heart, always nice. Looks like the guards are in the drop pack, maybe? Kind of missed if the guards had dropped anything earlier, I don't think so, but... So, in the magic pack, I mean, there's our fire rod, okay. That's nice to have early. Big Dunka currently doesn't have any magic to be able to use that, but knowing the guards in the drop pack, he'll, definitely be killing some guards at some point in the seed. So just checking out Blind's house here, and if we don't find a flute or a bottle, then we're basically done in CAC for now, and we'll have to start searching elsewhere for our progression. Unless the bottle vendor has something for us. So, yeah, there's our Moon Pearl. Some more bombs, and Wolfie Dragon has no more bombs. Looks like he's going to try and get some out of here. End up buying some, but that will make it so he won't be able to pick up the bottle vendor. And speaking of which, Big Dunka only has 99 rupees. He needs 1 rupee. So, I think there's one in Blind's hut. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Okay, so now he can go farm the bottle vendor. Wolfie Dragon is going to... Oh, and it's a bottle. Interesting. Okay, this CAC is the Kakariko that makes you want to walk in circles and sells it back with the gold bee inside for the $100. So nice refund there. So unless Wolfie Dragon goes and farms for cash, we'll not be able to do this. It looks like he's going to, though, because I don't think he would end up doing this. Just a piece of heart. So we'll be rewarded with the bee for his refund back. Kind of funny. He could have grabbed that first, got his refund, and then bombs. But you don't know that beforehand. So Big Dunka not doing escape yet, so won't have a sword for this. But we do know with the lamp fire rod we found, looks like he's going to do the mushroom first. But with all those things and the sword, the entirety of escape is in logic without a glove. So it's pretty interesting to note here. So we're going to get this mushroom turning, and with the red cane, we might see Big Dunka scum this mushroom if there is not an item in the magic shop. So it looks like Wolfie Dragon is going to back up Blind's hut here. And oh, he hasn't done it yet, so that'll work out for him. He'll end up with enough money to get the bottle from the bottle vendor with the bee. And with that $20, we do see a save scum from Big Dunka, so if he finds the hammer at any point and is in the area, can decide if he wants to go and do a fake powder for us. Pretty unlikely that'll ever happen, but you never know. You might want to... Oh, look, there's some bombs. Nice. Wolfie Dragon showing his love for the chest by returning one of the bombs back to where he found it. And so now we got some new checks here from Big Dunka's side going to South Shore. And we'll be checking out the dam first. He might split it, go left here and check Agina's cave, or just go straight to Mini Moldorm next. It's pretty common, I think, in open mode, people tend to abandon Agina's cave, which is a reasonable thing to do. It's very far out of the way for a single check. But we'll see what he decides to do. And Wolfie Dragon turning in the bottle for his piece of heart, which gives him a full refill. So up to 5 hearts, not bad. Looks like about $50 at the dam, so going to collect it. Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of times if you find something there, I guess they are potentially have Zora and Logic, so would end up collecting it anyway, but you don't usually see people collect that item if it's not directly progression, unless they intend to do Agina as well. So Wolfie Dragon jumping down, we'll see his mushroom and be kind of sad because he has to walk back around to go pick it up. Unless he just says, you know what, I don't want a mushroom. Nope, he's going for it. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, anything could be there. It's a Sphere 1 mushroom. And we get to see what's in Agina today. And just another piece of heart. So, not much going on in the seed. We have Mini Moldarm Cave left, Ice Rod Cave, Flipper checks. So a decent amount of stuff still left on the South Shore. Looks like that's where Big Dunk is headed. We'll have to do... Hasn't found any magic, actually, so we'll have to actually do Mini Moldarm Cave with just bombs here, but... something that, you know, you've played enough seeds in general, you've done this a million times, so it shouldn't be too huge of an issue. Just don't get hit as soon as you walk in. Alright, so let's go fight some worms, shall we? Gets one down. Good so far. Gets another. The middle one's always nice to get, because then you can just walk up and down freely as long as they don't escape. And just barely missing that one. We do see the Moldarms are on Rupee drop, so they'll be dropping 5s and a 20 here and there. And 20 bucks. The single arrow, a bow to go with the single arrow, 300 bucks, and some bombs. So it looks like I was gonna wonder if he was gonna choose next. Oh, if he only had that 5 bucks, he could have done had enough for Zora here. So let's see if he chases Ice Rod Cave, Flippers, and then with that, the rest of those items can go and finish off Eastern. So Eastern, a dungeon that, and the seed is a crystal, so we'll have to do it. In general, though, the dungeon never feels good without boots. Never feels good in general, so either way, we're probably going to see these runners go in there fairly early. Alright, so let's see what's in Ice Rod Cave. Big Dunka being very thorough today. Doesn't want to leave anything behind early that could end up not letting him get to progression. So just another piece of heart. So in the 2 out-of-the-way Light World Caves, just pieces of heart today. Wolfie Dragon about to find his bow and single arrow. And with that bow, this obvious next choice would be Eastern here. We got 6 checks he can collect, all in Logic. 3 in the back of Saha's closet, and 3 in Eastern Palace itself. So Wolfie Dragon is going to go ahead and be thorough as well. The only thing really skipping here is Agina's Cave. And destroying every enemy he sees on the path. So let's check out what Saha has for us today. Green pendant information in Ice Palace. Okay, good to know. A lot of times runners will check that just to see if it's Thieves, Skull, or Pod, and decide how they want to enter the Dark World once they get Dark World. And just finds 40 bucks in a boomerang, so useful, but not progression just yet. So with those pickups, he now has the ability to do all 4 Zora checks after Eastern, so depending on what we find in here. So as far as we know, looks like Wolfie Dragon heading straight there. He has the money to do Zora now, so we'll get to do these 4 checks early. And other than that, I think all we really have left is the back of Escape and Dark Cross. I don't believe we've seen a map in Escape yet, so it's going to be up to these few checks. And, oh, of course, the Hobo. Don't forget the Hobo. Or do, you know, because it's a terrible out-of-the-way check. But either way, we'll see what we have on here. So finds the big key in the first chest of Eastern. Gotta continue going on. Not much else to do at the moment for Big Dunka, so. At least this feels less bad that it is a crystal. So you have to do this. You never know if where boots might be. They might not even be required to beat the seed. They might end up in GT. We don't want to say such things because that always feels terrible. Just a piece of heart for the first actual item in Eastern. So 2 more left to collect. And we get to see Wolfie Dragon here doing the Zora area. So I believe he still has his mushroom. I don't think he's turned that in yet. He did South Shore first. So, and he finds a book. Ooh, okay. Well, now we know we can get into Desert, but there is a chance that the keys needed to beat the dungeon are on the torch. And if that's the case, then we know we will be required to get the boots in order to get into Ganon's tower. So, finds a glove on Zora Ledge. We're getting pretty close. We're 2 out of 3 items on the way to regular Overworld Dark World access. We're also 1 sword away from Aga being in Logic or the Cape. And second item in Eastern, just 20 bucks for now. So, gonna find out what Zora has for us today. Just a piece of heart. And you know what? I had forgotten this earlier. I wasn't thinking about it, but with that glove and the book, looks like Wolfie Dragon sharing his loot that he's found in Mini Bouldering Cave with those bombs with Zora. So it's very nice of him. And double checking here, Desert was a regular crystal as we got confirmation from chat. Thank you, chat. But yeah, with that glove, we can now potentially actually beat Desert. Something I had said earlier, but had forgotten to remember about the glove. The glove requirement to get to the boss. And so third item in Eastern, just a full heart. I could just go ahead and finish up this dungeon, but turns out Eastern was not the answer today. So now Back of Escape is convenient for Wolfie Dragon. You can climb the mountain for, 2 items. Eastern is the play he's choosing, though. So that's fine. Won't lose any time here either way. Both runners doing this basically the same. And Duncan go ahead, killing the Igor here for a small key to get through to the back. Skipping the rupees in the back, so I mean, we'll probably see more rupees along the way. But, so nothing new from these runners for a bit. So just a quick recap, what we did see so far was Wolfie Dragon started with an Uncle opening, found a vanilla sword on the Uncle, and cleared out the front of his escape where he got a Quake Medallion and some other garbage. Whereas Dunka did a Sanctuary start, and then both runners got lamp, flippers, bottle, stuff like that, all in Kakariko. And so now both are in Eastern, cleaning up. But it will be convenient for Wolfie Dragon here finding that glove where he did to be able to do the Back of Escape in Dark Cross. Much easier now than having to walk all the way through the dungeon. So Big Dunko with his first crystal pickup at 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's see what he wants to do after this. He basically has Zora in front of Escape left in his mind. So. Okay, looks like a front of Escape play. Oh, sorry, not front of Escape. That's right, he has the flipper check. So yep, going to do all the flipper checks. This will actually work out pretty well for him, since if he had done the front of Escape, he might have considered death warping after doing the front in order to clean up the back, but with this glove we'll know that he won't have to do that, and we'll be able to just quickly go and drop down from the back of Sanctuary. From starting from the Sanctuary and dropping down into the Back of Escape. Yeah, so Big Dunko finishing up Hobo here. Gonna go Zora. Probably be pretty happy to see this glove, actually. In fact, he might just go to Back of Escape first. with that glove. It's a totally reasonable play. And then, yeah, with the glove and the book. So otherwise, the next checks we have are Desert Ledge and potentially 1 to 2 items in Desert. And yep, they sold that bottle, or they sold the bee they found, so they both got that nice green magic refill, which is always good to have early. You know, it's better than the fairy giving you a bee that you'll never use. Unless you're a crazy person and you like to fight moths with bees, which makes sense in real life. Wolfie Dragon getting his 3rd item out of Eastern will now go clean up, finish up the boss. Yeah, none of these runners are farming any money in back of Eastern, which is fine. You never know if he'll need money for Eastern, and he won't even need to. Well, okay, he doesn't want the bunch of money there. That's fine. It's nice to have money for pod, though. I always like to have enough money for pod when I get a chance to enter the Dark World. But either way, I'm sure they'll find more cash, right? There's always money somewhere. And okay, Big Dunker getting his glove now. We'll have some choices to make. Yep, looks like I would guess this is the back of escape play. Wolfie getting a little trigger happy there, firing the first shot slightly too early with the bow. But does clean him up nicely. Red Eye Guards are down, going in to fight Armos Knights, and we get to see what's in the back of Escape here. So I don't believe we've seen the map yet in Escape. So 20 bucks, another sword, 20 more bucks. Okay, so we currently have Dark World access through Aghanim at the moment. Big Dunka doesn't know it yet. But if he's doing Front of Escape here, the only thing he'll have left as a... Oh, he's going to Desert. Oh. Okay, I like this play. He did already do a Gina's Cave, so this play has a little less value from his perspective, but feels like to me what he's choosing to do is to basically last location the Front of Escape when he can essentially guarantee that it's going to end up being an Aga Seed, if that happens. So yeah, basically what he doesn't want to see here is that Desert is boots locked. That would be kind of his worst case scenario. Wolfie Dragon will go into the back of Escape here and get his Master Sword. And we'll also have the information that map is in Dark Cross, so both of these runners will not be doing Dark Cross today. And just some bombs on the ledge. So yeah, now we have a chance to get 0, 1, or 2 items in Desert. So let's see. Wolfie Dragon is basically done with everything but Desert here, so we'll be heading up the mountain now. Try and see what is what the old man has for us today, or maybe the inside of Spectacle Rock. And just finds the map. So Desert's hard boots locked. Nothing here. Probably feels a little bad for Dunka. All he has left really is the mountain or Front of Escape. So this could be a huge play. We saw a race earlier that this basically happened, that one of the runners ended up closer to Aga at the time they had access to it and ended up choosing to do it, whereas the other runner went up Death Mountain and got a hammer, I believe, to get Dark World access. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening once we see the progression on the mountain here. Ooh, the mitts on Old Man. Oh, okay. Seed just got really interesting. So yeah, Dunka is now going to be doing the Front of Escape with Dark World access directly through killing Aghanim if he chooses to Death Warp and do that versus climbing the mountain to get his mitts. Wolfie Dragon now has Dark World access through the mitts in North Dark World portal. So top of spec rocks, nothing, just 20 bucks. And as soon as he checks what's inside, if it's not a mirror or a hook shot, he is done up here and just 3 bombs. So with that, I believe makes the most sense. He'll probably end up going straight to Dark World, and we will get a Dark World map check and find out if Skullwoods is a crystal and if he chooses to do it, whether it is or not. Because it seems like the seed is kind of giving you all the things in order to go beat up on a moth. Okay, Wolfie Dragon entering the Dark World and gets to see Pendant Pod, Pendant Mire, and we already knew Green Pendant was on Ice Palace. So opting not to go into Skullwoods first. So looks like probably going to clean up Village of Outcasts here. Let's see if he dips Thieves Town. That's always a choice that every runner has differing opinions on. Going in there without the hammer lets it so that you might end up orphaning the big chest, which happens sometimes. And Big Dunk getting his Quake and is saving and quitting. Okay, will not get baited into Aga today, so that's good news for fans of Error 216. Alright, Wolfie Dragon finding much so far in Village of Outcast, and C-shaped house has a red rupee. Alright, so here's the question. Does he do Thieves Town? Does he grab the Smith? Does he do South Dark World? What does it look like here? Looks like just skipping Thieves Town entirely. Just skipping all the dungeons entirely, as a matter of fact, for now. No interest. Just gonna grab Big Game real quick. Luckily, he has enough money for that. We'll have to pay attention to having pod money if he ends up going in there. It is a pendant today, so there's a chance we don't need to go into pod. Getting a little bit of money back. So I am not even counting digs, it's too many. And a vanilla piece of heart. Big Duncan now has his Dark World access. I think the biggest difference between the two runners is the desert, the 2 desert plays that Big Duncan did, which cost him the time that you can see here, the difference in time that's visible, and is does have the knowledge that boots are required to beat Desert Palace. And looks like I am now being joined by Drossi today.
Hey there, sorry I'm late.
Hello, Drossi.
We're having a nasty rainstorm and I just had to drive in it. Not pleasant, but made it, right?
Yeah.
How's the match going? Looks like we've only got 1 crystal in.
Yep, we found an early bow. We found everything except for the mitts early, and almost potentially got baited into an Agaseed until the runners both checked the old man on Spectacle Rock, who was nice enough to give us another glove.
Well, that's good. Looks like we're still without the hammer, though, almost at the half-hour point.
Yeah, that's true. Big Duncan knows that Desert is boots locked. Wolfie Dragon has not checked, and since Wolfie Dragon has entered the Dark World, he has skipped every single dungeon and just gone and done overworld checks.
Interesting. Though I guess Pod is the only full clearable Dark World dungeon. Skullwoods, right?
Skullwoods, yeah. Can beat Thieves Town without a hammer. Always a risky proposition. Speaking of Skullwoods, looks like Duncan's going straight in. Wolfie Dragon finding nothing in Hype Cave of significant value. So we'll be turning in the Smith, and let's see what his choice for the next play is.
Yeah, interesting that he would do Smith Chain ahead of full clearable Skullwoods.
Yeah, I'm not really sure of his play. It might be something to try to remember to ask him about at the end, if assuming we can remember.
I do like his sprite, though.
Which sprite is that?
I mean, it's decidedly Wolfie.
Yeah, that's true.
Dunko,
like
of
it's a
course,
wolf
is
of some kind.
Ultros, but that's what he always plays as.
Yep, that's true. I think he has like an actual physical Ultros like model, doesn't he?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right, going straight for the back. This makes sense. You check the big key chest in Skullwoods on the way to killing Moth, especially with that red cane, in case you do find an item there and then an item on Moth, you're done. And Smith's printing $20 at a time. Imagine the Smiths doing anything but.
This is interesting on Dunko's part, given that he has blue mail, that he's doing this before Mothula.
Yeah, it's true, because he has 7 hearts. He'll basically have to death warp. Gets that other heart. He'll still have less when he fights the Moth, but whatever.
Well, at least the Gibdos still take a heart apiece.
Yeah. So still a reasonably quick death warp.
Oh, and Wolfie is going up to Skull Woods now. He's not doing Purple Chest. I was afraid he might be like so committing to that he'd do Purple Chest before Skull Woods. But...
yeah, just YOLOing right into it. He has a red mail now too, so Moth will only do what, half a heart of damage?
So he's really not going to be death warping anytime soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Dunka getting a little beat up by the Gibdos, down to 4 hearts, but it should be fine. He's got a green potion as well. Master Sword makes this fight less terrible. Still not a fun fight, but...
yeah, his health's kind of low.
It's getting lower, but... oh, nice magic refill.
Wow.
Okay, that's convenient. Yeah,
Full
he'll be
magic
totally
refill
fine here, I
is
think.
a very fortuitous drop.
And just gotta not get the absolute worst patterns ever from Moth, which usually it's not that bad. Just gotta be careful, don't get hit by spikes. Or laser beams.
Spikes were nice holding off for the first bit with Mothula in the middle, so that definitely helped with the takedown.
Yeah, finding his 3rd non-small key item. So it's gonna be one of those typical Skullwoods where you full clear the entire dungeon for 2 items, as you do. But yeah, that is 2 crystals now on Big Dunka's side.
And Wolfie's gonna be at the same point, assuming he gets through this Moth fight. He did not get the full magic jar, though, so he's gonna have to mostly do it on Master Sword.
Yeah. If he gets nervous at all, can burn his green goo that he got it, the Waterfall Fairy. I think he's only, what, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can take a full-on hit from Moth, because thanks to that red mail, it's only half a heart damage.
Yeah. I think that's 5 hits, maybe 6 now, out of 8. Ooh, gotta be a little careful. Okay, there we go. It's kind of hard to tell when Moth hits the spikes.
So we're fairly even at this point. Wolfie Dragon does have Quake, which may or may not prove useful for us.
Oh, I think Dunka probably got that too. That was in the front of escape. Nice hook shot.
That was a hook shot in the front of Skullwoods.
So that's kind of nice. Can go do all of East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, get your TR knowledge. A lot of stuff to do over there once you get to the point of kind of finishing out a loop of Dark World here, as you would normally see the runners do.
Yeah, I'm guessing Dunka will at least do the front of Thieves Town.
Yeah, Wolfie completely skipped front of Thieves Town up to this point, so... oh, so there's that Death Warp you were talking about. It looked like a bug net.
Yep, that's what it looked like to me.
I'm sure Dunka's really sad about having to leave that. Oh, he had a fairy. I don't remember where he must have got a fairy in some of his overworld checks here.
That's a very unfortunate death warp then.
Yeah, the fairy's like, "What are you doing?"
Okay, so what's Wolfie gonna do? I mean, he may check Bumper Ledge and see that bug net, but other than that... expressing his frustration with a fire rod shot.
Yeah, he's been very showing how much he loves the NPCs with bombs and chests here and there. He left a nice present with Zora, gave him one of his bombs for later use.
And Bomb Squad isn't even in this division. Oh, actually they are. Yes,
I was
they
gonna
are.
say, I think they are actually.
Yeah. So clearly he's showing solidarity with Bomb Squad then.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe next season we'll have to call this the Bomb Division.
The three blue bomb division.
Yeah, I mean, right. We can have the Hookshot Division, the Mirror Division.
And then the 3 bombs. But does that mean everyone has to show frustration using those items? Frustration mirror halfway through a dungeon? Alright. Without a mirror, I don't think this is going to be a death warp. It's a lot of hearts to death warp through. And just finds, what, a big key and I want to say like 1 item? No, if that's true, then he would be guaranteeing an item in the big chest unless it was a small key. It's probably 2 items, just missed the first one. And Wolfie Dragon's out. I think he's going to use Death Mountain here.
So I didn't... Okay, chat's saying that there were 2 items in the front of Thieves, so... Dunga is just gonna hope, since he hasn't gotten a small key yet, that the small key's in the big chest.
Yeah, or there's nothing. Just a map, I suppose.
Yeah.
Won't know how to navigate through the dungeon, but that's okay. He's been through it a few times. I think he'll be okay. Okay, here we go. Some new checks on Wolfie Dragon's side. Paradox Cave incoming.
And Dunka's side. Okay,
Yeah.
3 items. That's promising.
Well, it always is until the small key's in Blind Cell, right?
Even so, we have 1 item and 2 dungeon items left, so there's only a 1/3 chance it's in Blind Cell.
Yeah, he should be fine, right?
Famous last words. Wow, Paradox Cave is an impressive bust.
Yeah, and that's where all the money was hiding. We didn't have that much money early in the seed. Just enough to barely do Zora, basically. Alright, moment of truth.
Of course.
Of course.
So now it's a 50-50. Could be the map in there, could be an item.
Yeah, and Duncan not grabbing those bombs. Probably would have done that just quick. You only have 3 bombs left. It's not like he probably won't find more later, but it's always good to not run out just in case.
Now, Wolfie Dragon can't actually get over to Tower of Hera having neither the hammer nor the mirror, so...
Yeah.
You go down Spiral Cave, then you take the portal, then you go up Super Bunny Cave, and see what you can do from there.
Yeah, and with that small key in Blind Cell, Hammer could be on blind now.
That is true.
Which, I don't think the seed's that bad, though. Usually seeds have to be really bad for the Hammer to be on blind.
But it is an item, so we know the map is in the big chest and we don't need to worry about anything.
Yeah, it's that minute and a half, or however long, a minute of panic of finding the big key, small key in Blind Cell, being nervous until you finish blind, and then breathing a sigh of relief. That was that fairy in the bottle. Okay.
Makes sense. So, what's Super Bunny got?
All the rest of the money.
Hey, now we can pay Zora again, just in case we want to get rid of another 500 rupees, right?
Yeah. Oh, for some reason I thought the red mail was in Hype Cave. That means Hype Cave was even less useful.
You mean as useless as Paradox Cave was?
There was at least a heart in Hype Cave. And Bombos.
So we will need that medallion.
So incoming Mirror Hammer and Bombos, but not Ice Rod. make you have to make terrible decisions.
Because you're assuming this seed will turn into an Ice Rod hunt.
Yeah. Every seed is an Ice Rod hunt. Until you find it.
But are you truly hunting for it when it's not your last go mode item?
That's true. Yeah, so hunt is maybe a strong word, but all of East Death Mountain coming up, a massive bust here. That actually was a little shocking, honestly.
Yeah. Wolfie Dragon got literally no trackable items up there.
Yeah. He just got a ton of rupees. And Duncan grabbing the Smith, which means he's not going to pod.
I mean, he could. The Smith will just turn into Kiki.
Yeah. Yeah, which you cannot drag all the way back to.
So is Desert boots locked, or have they not been into Desert yet?
Duncan knows that Desert is boots locked. Wolfie Dragon has not checked it, so. Yeah, it's feeling like pod now, with that bow not leading to anything and it being so early. Feels like something's going to be in pod. So we basically have Purple Chest, Catfish, Pyramid Ledge, and pod. I think that's it. I think we've seen everything else. We can do an Ice Palace dip. That's in logic.
Well, as an open league team would tell us, it's always sunny in Pendant Pod.
I've heard that before. Yeah, and it's not even a bad play at this point, even without the hammer, because it is a pendant, and you don't necessarily need to actually beat the dungeon. Everything there is in logic except for Helma right now.
So we could have a vanilla or French vanilla hammer.
We can, yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me that Hype Cave had a shield. That right away makes a 10 out of 10.
That's true. There was a blue blocker in Hype Cave. So. Yeah, so now Wolfie Dragon going through Thieves Town won't get burned by leaving it early, because the only real difference in time here will end up being the fact that he came through that portal 3 times. So walking from Sanctuary to this portal, whatever time that takes, he'll have done 3 times instead of, up to this point, Big Dunka only having done twice. Although, I think he'd save and quit after the Smith, actually. No, he couldn't have, because he did School Woods right after. Okay.
So do you do Pendant Pod now? I mean, I guess it's better than Pendant Ice without the hammer.
Yeah, because your only real options left here, especially Dunka's already been to Desert twice. So doing Purple Chest makes him go to Desert again. Like, I think he's just, I don't want to do that again. So I think going to Catfish, Pyramid Ledge, and then Pod makes a lot of sense from his perspective now. Oh, look.
Oh, he's buying more
Look what he's doing. He's buying more bombs. Who's laughing now? The blue Zazak in the back of Thieves Town dropped all those bombs.
Dunka's like, I only buy premium artisan bombs at my favorite shop.
I think he only uses vegan bombs. I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. And is walking somewhere, saving and quitting. I think he's going to do the play that Wolf Dragon to East Death Mountain play with. We'll be really excited to find all of 800 rupees and literally nothing else.
Okay, yeah, so we're not going to see any new checks for a bit. So that does give us time to remind you to follow the runners.
Yeah, so it looks like he was walking up to rescue the old man, but remembered that he had done so to get his mitts. That's probably what that was, walking out of the Smith chain. I mean, this kind of makes sense from his point of view. You get Turtle Rock information, and you get whatever it is, like 15 checks or something.
I just realized without the hammer, Pod is a long freaking walk.
Yep. That's why you try to only do it once, ever.
Well, I mean, it's a pendant, so hopefully we don't need to finish it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really unlikely we do. But yeah, with the layout of pod, depending on how it is, there's definitely a lot of places in the logical chain that items can be placed to end up there. I'm getting a little slippery slidey on that edge of the spike, but Bomb jumps over, does a nice job. Wolfie Dragon now fighting blind. Will get his third crystal as well, and these runners will be basically tied up in terms of checks and crystals. I think the only real difference will be Big Dunka having done the desert area.
And as a result, Wolfie Dragon is getting out of here first, while Big Dunka still has to do Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, so. And I think Wolfie Dragon will go ahead and grab Purple Chest and go check out all the desert stuff.
Right, he has. Okay, so that'll give Dunka the time back.
Well, it depends. If it's a pretty big if, but if the boots are in Purple Chest, he'll be able to actually like clean up that whole area.
Oh yeah, boots and Purple Chest would be a total game changer.
Yeah, clean up a lot, and it'd be kind of gross too. But I don't know. It seems unlikely. He'll probably just get whatever trash items in Purple Chest and then get locked out of Desert as well, and we'll have the same information that Big Dunka has with the difference of having done Purple Chest, basically. And then we'll have to see. I don't know. I think probably the next route that anyone would take that makes the most sense is Catfish Pyramid Pod, but feels pretty bad. Oh, look, $300. Oh, and he gave him a bomb for that. That's very nice of him. He's just, he likes
Gary,
to share.
Open the chest for you and you're blowing him up. I see how it is.
Yeah. And so we'll check Agina first. It's reasonable. It's the boots. I don't know. It's not. We know it's not. If it is.
I don't know. Hammer and Pod seems by far the most likely possibility here.
Yeah. I'm feeling boots on Catfish at this point. Feels like one of those seeds.
Oh, you don't think the boots are going to be behind Hammer?
I don't know. Let me think about this more. No, I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe Flute on Catfish, and then the boots will be in Mire. Ew. Why did I say that?
Yeah, you don't especially want to see the Flute at this point when you're still a few items from Go Mode and Mire's a pendant.
Yeah, because that only opens like 2 checks in Mire. Well, maybe Mire, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, this is all they have really to do unless they want to go kill Aga for a faster portal. Obviously, it's not actually faster. It would be if Aga was already dead, but otherwise, you just need the freaking hammer, man.
At least they have the flippers, so, they don't have to, kern jump or anything.
Yeah, oh, that's always nice. Yep, okay, now Wolfie Dragon has the same information, plus Purple Chest. And we'll be heading back to... Well, we'll have to be heading back to the same area that Dunka's now in.
Shad asking about whether Sahabot intentionally gives screwed up seeds to invitational runners. I think what it is that since Wolfie Dragon was a substitution and this is his first race, Sahabot really wanted him to experience the pain of playing in League right off the bat, so he had a chance to regret what he got himself into.
It's like, I actually have no idea where Dunka's going right now. Oh, this is the pod play. He's just walking the south way. This is fine. This just means you're putting pod first, and then if there's nothing... Well, I guess you could do pyramid on the way to pod, but this kind of orphans Catfish, so I don't know. All plays are bad right now.
I mean, you swim across Dark Lake Hylia, and you get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think going the north route probably is... I mean, if you do the north route, you kind of have to do Catfish on the way, so if you're just trying to beeline to pod, I think this is how you would go, but I'm actually not sure, honestly.
I've never timed them. I probably would have taken the northern route myself.
Oh, that's right. He has to swim there. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, so... Yeah, it looks like he's just kind of taking the long way to pod.
And
I think he's just taking
that northern route.
That's right, yeah, and he started a little bit later than Dunka, so we'll be able to get to time it ourselves by just watching.
And maybe the boots are just sitting on the pyramid, right?
Yeah. No, boots are in mire.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we determined that.
They have to be, right? At this point. Seed's gotten kind of silly at this point. Yeah, so Wolfie Dragon is doing the catfish play. Yeah, and there's nothing else up here, so this is it for this area. I don't think Wolfie Dragon ever did the mushroom, actually, now that I think about it. I know Dunka did. Huh. Yeah, just to answer a quick question in chat, they have not gone into Ice Palace. Dunka is now in pod. And just a heart. Piece of heart. Catfish. Both of the fish having pieces of heart, I believe.
Wolfie should have just thrown a bomb into the circle of stones, and summoned catfish that way.
Yeah. Just preempt it.
Pod not immediately bow locked, though of course we have the bow anyway.
Yeah, and with this route here, I think Wolfie Dragon will be able to clean up the pyramid check if he chooses to before pod. I don't know, it's not a great route to do these checks, but it's kind of the only way to chain them together. So, I like it. It just, at this point, they're up to bad decisions. Like, anything that they choose is going to feel awful, so. You can either be thorough, or you can just go straight to pod.
And big keys in the front, and there's half magic, so everything else in the front is small keys.
Yeah, which means the back is bow locked. Interesting.
Good thing we have the bow.
That's true. Alright, so nothing on the pyramid. One item in pod.
So it basically has to be pod, yes?
They could find something in ice.
Oh, right.
Ugh.
I'm trying to put that out of my head.
Right, yeah. I think most people do, in fact. It's like the last place you want to go looking for progression when you don't have the hammer, and it's a pendant. And we know this is going to be 2 small keys, no way to death warp or hammer out, so... Or not death warp, mirror. And I think Dunga has a fairy.
This is a painful death warp.
He might just walk out. No, he's going to try and death warp. I think he has a fairy, though. I think he's going to get ferried here in a moment.
Well, that'll give Wolfie Dragon time to catch up.
He just deleted his fairy. Good for him.
Okay, I saw a fairy earlier, and I thought Dunka might have released it. I couldn't remember whether it was from an enemy drop or Dunka releasing it.
That must have been what it was, because I saw a fairy pop, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember that happening, but it makes sense.
Chat talking about whether it's on Sahasrara. So Cold Stare is hammer locked. So our next progression can't be on Sahasrara because we'd have to get the hammer first.
Yep. All right, Pod. What do you have for us today? Pendant Pod.
Though it would be pretty rude if, say, Bombos is on Sahasrara.
Ooh. Yeah, that could happen. Let's hope not. Alright. Ooh, a small key. Very nice.
One more small key, and then we can actually start collecting items.
Well, then we'll find the map and compass. There's the map. There's the other small key. Okay, what do we got? Compass. In Harmless. Bombs. Oh, wow. Imagine if it's just ice the whole time. That would be the worst. I don't think you feel that bad though, because it's like as long as you have been being efficient, we're being efficient. You don't feel that bad.
We're going to be is efficient, right?
You hope so. You always so. There's the compass. Okay. So we have an item on Helma that we'll probably never see. I think Dunka, knowing he has to death warp. Oh, there's some bombs. Is it Ice Palace? One last chance for it to be anything useful. Hey, vanilla. And there's an item on the boss. So...
Of course the hammer's vanilla.
Do you? Oh, wow.
Would we really have it any other way?
Woo. Okay, game. This Dunka might be going for the boss here if he's death warping. I mean, he thought about it. Yeah, that's what this is.
I mean, Hammer gave you access, right?
Yeah, Hammer gives you Hera, gives you Pyramid Fairy after you complete Hera. I don't know. Ice Palace? I guess that's about it. Hammer Pegs?
Yeah. Not too many
Spike
things.
Cave? No, Spike Cave's not in Logic.
Oh, right, we don't have an invincibility item yet.
Wolfie Dragon going to get his hammer as the first check in the back.
Well, that's a bit reassuring, at least.
Yeah, then he'll have to choose on doing the rest of the garbage and the boss or leaving. Just testing the integrity of that chest.
I'm sure it's very sturdy if you needed the big key to open it.
Oh, that's right. We do have Ether Tablet, too. Ooh. Ooh.
So, I don't know. I might go Death Mountain next.
You know, it would feel bad, but I might do the same.
It's a hike, but it's also a 5/6 crystal.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you go grab a... I can't really grab a potion, though, because of... And you don't have the bug net, because it was on Bumper Cave. Oh, how do you do Spike Cave with that? Oh, the worst.
Yeah, can't really cheese Spike Cave. You'd have to hope you get an invincibility item.
Yeah, you're not walking to Potion Shop. Well, I guess Wolfie Dragon never did the mushroom turn-in, so... Actually, this is kind of a funny point. Think about earlier, Dunka almost got baited into Aga, and if he had, he actually might be ahead right now.
Because it would have sent him to Pod.
Yeah, because I think that's all he would have had, is Pod. And he would have gone and just got his hammer and been done with this dungeon. Yeah, just 10 arrows.
Well, the hammer's something, but that was sure a lot of junk to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, both runners are doing this, so you feel terrible when you do it in a race, and you get nothing off the boss, but, you know, these runners will find out later if they, you know, if we tell them or if they watch the restream back that they didn't lose any time to each other doing this. I think Wolfie Dragon's route through the dungeon was just slightly more efficient with hammer jumping.
And, hey, the blue pendant could come in handy. Nothing's saying that, you know, Boots or Bombos or Mirror or Ice Rod isn't on pedestal.
I'm saying it right now. None of those things are on pedestal. Okay, so Dunka heading up the mountain here. This play makes sense. I mean, go beat your crystals, right? This is the only thing he can now do. Beat Hera.
There are 2 items in Hera, and 2 more on Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, no way to do Spike Cave, though. Which, I mean, you can always walk back, but it's like a check that if you can do it on the way to other stuff, it's nice to.
But also, it just might not ever be on. Maybe one of the items in Hera will be an invincibility item.
That's true, yeah.
Or a bottle full of red goo or something.
Yeah, could get lucky. At least they're not empty bottles like in, you know, at least we know, well, they might be an empty bottle, but not guaranteed empty bottles. Ooh, getting a little beat up by Helma, but takes him down. We'll get a nice arrow refill. And both runners have the exact same dungeons cleared now.
Hey,
there we
look at
go.
what's in the basement cage.
Progression. Imagine finding the flute on Death Mountain.
Potentially. It certainly makes it easier for us to get around. We don't have to walk absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, that is actually really nice. And let's see, Smokey? Oh, come on, game. Just rude. Rude. Dunka's not even chancing
Dunka's
it.
getting the big key, even though there's only a 1 in 3 chance that the second item is in the big chest.
Yeah. I think he's like, you know what? I've done everything already. I've done literally everything already. I'm just gonna do this.
Wow, look at what Wolfie Dragon's doing.
Yeah, this was the thing that Dunka did save Scum the Mushroom, but so he can do this if he chooses to. But this is kind of a YOLO play.
Yeah, I haven't seen fake powder in a while.
Yeah, this is going all the way just for this one out of logic check that we have no idea where powder is, so this could be absolutely nothing. Like powder could just be in GT. But it's a play, you can't win races unless you make plays, and whether or not it's a good one, it's a play for sure. I don't think I would make this play, but
I'm impressed that those Stalfos still take half a heart on red mail.
yeah. Alright, let's see. Fake powder, what do you got for us today? The mirror! Okay, game. Okay, game.
So now it really makes you wonder where the real powder was.
Yeah. It's probably behind the flute. Oh my god. Well, Dunka did save Scum the Mushroom, so... The thing is, though, you don't go back there for that. Like, that's not a thing you do, because usually if you were going to do anything, you were going to wait till you had the mirror and do it with hammer pegs. Not going to work in this scenario. It's like Dunka's hookshotting and just going to drop back down. No bomb jumps
All
today.
that for nothing. So we could have Harapotted and we wouldn't have lost anything.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a preference too, because I don't know if sometimes runners don't like doing Harapot without boots.
So we could full clear swamp now. I wonder if Wolfie Dragon will do that.
That's true. Oh man. Okay, getting some blue goo refills, so that's nice.
With that amount of money, I would have bought the green, used it, and then gone back and bought the blue so I didn't have to, wait for it to let me double purchase.
Yeah, so with the Master Sword, you can go for spins or hammers. It's runner's preference usually. It looks like Dunka prefers to do a little bit of both. And I think you're right. I think Wolfie Dragon's going for Swamp Palace here.
I mean, it's a completable crystal.
Yeah. I'm thinking of some terrible scenarios right now, and I should stop.
In terms of awful places powder could be?
Yeah. Oh, God. It could be on the ped. It could be in Ice Palace, Green Pen. It could be in so many terrible places. But if that's the case, though, if it's somewhere really deep like that, then this actually might end up wasting a ton of time, because if it's kind of the seed's logical go mode, then there's going to be nothing in Swamp Palace, right?
Yeah, depending on what powder's locked behind. So, wonder how Dunka's gonna play this. Obviously, he'll activate the flute, but if you said he saved Scum the Mushroom, so he could fake powder when he's back in Kakariko.
Ooh, yeah, that would be huge. Let's see if he makes that choice here. Both runners are going to feel very good about themselves if they both fake powder that mushroom and then talk about it in chat later. Be like, oh, I did it too. But yeah, if you find that like going all in on the mirror, like it can waste you a ton of time. So I don't know if I immediately chase it, because Swamp is a very slow dungeon without boots. But then again, boots could be in Swamp, so.
In fact, we had a race last night where boots were in the big key chest in Swamp.
Ew.
With flute on the other left side chest, no less, and one runner immediately mirrored after getting the flute because he figured that was progression. And he won anyway without the boots.
Nice. Okay, ped check. Powder on ped? Please, no. Actually, that would be a lot of information, because if powder's on ped and you fake powder and get the mirror, then you can almost guarantee nothing's going to be behind it.
That would be a huge amount of information.
Yeah. It's not guaranteed nothing's behind it if that's the case, but it's just so much less likely at that point. Nope. Nothing, as always.
I mean, fake powdering paid off. Did you really think something was going to be on the ped to boot?
No. No. But yeah, so looks like we're going to get Meyer area check. Yeah, I think Worfjig calling your comment ped to boot there. I see what you did, Drossi. But so far, finding nothing in swamp. Skipping left side, finding a shovel.
More fetch quests.
And piece of art. Meyer was ether, I believe, too. We did check that.
Yeah, it was too fast for me to see, but he did check it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was. So I was gonna say too, another I don't know, trend, if you want to call it. Ooh, there's Bombos.
Well, you so much for swamp not leading to anything.
Well, yeah. So that means.
I mean, we can do TR now, except for Trinex.
Yep. There's a lot of terrible things we can do now.
We also know that powder isn't in TR.
That's true. Oh, picking up that heart piece. Dunka is fluting away.
Is this
the ice play? Yeah, I mean, it is a reasonable play from his perspective. He's got hammer pegs.
Kind of surprised, since he went to the trouble of save scumming the mushroom, that he wouldn't fake powder.
Yeah, I don't know. It's usually one of those things you do just in case it ever becomes convenient later, and then you do it 4 or 5 times in a race and realize it actually never becomes convenient later.
He was in Kakariko!
Yeah, that was the most convenient it basically was ever going to get. And he decided to check ped instead. But I was going to say, I keep thinking about this and things keep happening, interesting things, that the trend I've been noticing today is the boots being in Turtle Rock, so,
Yeah, nothing
now
says
we have Bombos. Alright, 1 item in ice.
I'm a bit surprised Dunka wouldn't, do Pyramid Fairy before ice.
That's true, yeah, he did go and put that in logic.
I mean, ice is only 3 items, 4 with the green pendant. Pyramid Fairy is 2, but it's a lot faster 2 items.
Yeah, and he never checked Pyramid and Catfish either, so if he was going to do those, that would be a time to do it. And Wolfie Dragon is done with Swamp. I think there's 1 item left on the left side. There might not be any. That might have been a God Swamp. Oh, there's the powder. Okay.
So we don't really expect to get much more out of ice then, because powder is almost certainly the only logical progression the game was expecting us to get here.
Yeah, and that's directly behind the hammer too, so. Alright, we got Bombo's tablet, and Wolfie Dragon will save a lot of time with that fake powder in a way that when he goes up Death Mountain, he won't have to take the long way to Hera. This is a nice seed.
Yeah, you just had to figure out the trick to it, namely dipping 2 pendant dungeons.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, nothing. So, man, we found 2 items in ice. So there's, I think, 1 more, and then the green pendant.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the worst, but that's okay. Did he not find the big key? I don't even think he's.
No, we got the big key pretty early on.
He just checked the big chest.
I think it was an H room.
Ah, okay. Okay, boss had it this whole time. Thanks, game.
It's interesting that Ice Palace has an H room, a U room, a T room. Put them together and they spell hut.
Ice hut. I think there's another one. There's an O room too. Yep, there it is. We're in the O room now.
Put them together and it spells thou.
Or Hotu. This is the N room.
I guess.
Sure.
I don't like lowercase letter rooms. They're not as
No,
cool.
that's true. All right, we're gonna find our third item here, and we'll have green pendant and just nothing. It's a fun seed. So now we just need to know that Big Duncan needs to go do real powder.
Well, that was a pretty good takedown of Cold Stare considering Master Sword.
Oh, there's the blue cane. It looks Spike Caves and Logic. Yay.
So Dunca's effectively opened up 3 checks by doing Ice. Magic Bat, which we know has progression, Sahasrara, and Spike Cave. So which of those 3 is he going to do?
This looks like Spike Cave to me.
I think.
Oh no, he's just flipping. Yeah, that's a good point. Probably green pendant. I think you went through all that trouble. You wanna go all in on your gambles usually.
Yep. Here's the Saha play.
And then this whole area is dead forever, and he'll never have to see the beautiful green grass and the octo rocks and the purple trees in the dark world. All the things.
And I'm sure that, you know, the indigenous inhabitants will be happy not to have an octopus interfering in their lives.
That's true, yeah. Except for the octo rocks. Yeah, red 20. And Wolfie Dragon is actually, if you notice, doing the same thing Duncan did. Not
interesting.
Not yeah, I actually think that's super interesting too. But he has the mirror, so he can just get it right out.
I mean, I would think this would be a relatively good time to Harapop because it's only a 1 in 3 chance that you're going to miss an item.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Especially with the mirror. Without the mirror, it's like a more defendable play. If you're being conservative. But with the mirror, like, it sort of doesn't matter because you just if you need to go back and do it, you just do a couple mirrors and you're done. All right, Dunca's going to be so happy that he didn't fake powder earlier. And there's the mirror for Big Dunca.
Not much of a reaction from him.
There's probably muttering. Some muttering involved. No, that's not true. Big Dunca's a very animated individual, so we don't have his cam on our stream here, so that's the reaction, maybe. Slashing at the bird. Alright, here's the play in the swamp. Okay. So yes, I believe, I wasn't paying that much attention, but I believe it was a God Swamp with map and compass on the left side, so we'll see if Big Dunca goes back first. That's almost always what you do, especially when it's this late in the seed. It's like you gotta just YOLO for the back and beat the boss first and hope you get progression along the way. Then give yourself a choice of abandoning your go mode red cane and left side swamp. Or in their case, maybe the boots, but probably not since we saw that that they got all the items.
So, what do we have? I mean, I guess there are the mirror
Turtle
chests,
Rock.
right? Oh yeah, Turtle Rock without
And Graveyard
the ice
Ledge
rod.
and Checkerboard Cave, that's it, I think. Then Spike Cave. Alright, Wolfie's going into Turtle Rock here. He must have been watching races all day, seeing the boots keep showing up there. So this is a pretty big play, actually. I mean, he doesn't have anything left that's good options except potentially ice, but he's already on the mountain. Like, if you're going to do this ever, if you're going into... Oh, it's a crystal, actually. But yeah, if you're going to dip Turtle Rock at any point, like, now's a good time, unless you think you can find the ice rod in one of the 3 other checks that you have left.
And we've got a prediction going in chat about is the ice rod or the boots going to pop up first? Neither of them likely lead to anything because it's really just you need the boots to finish desert, you need the ice rod to finish Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I could see Ether showing up in here and nothing else. How about that? No, we already said boots are just going to be in Mire, right?
So Ether has to show up here if the boots are in Mire.
I should stop.
And then what? The ice rods in Bonk Rocks or King's Tomb?
No, ice rod's in right side desert. The real
okay.
trick of the seed was to steal a key in desert the first time you went through to get the ice rod, so you only had to single dip PR. Easy. Right? That's totally a play anyone would make, right?
I mean, who doesn't steal keys in desert these days?
Yeah. By the way, just to clarify, that's not a good play. You should never do that.
Yeah.
Ooh, Duncan going left side first. Might feel really big brain if he finds map compass here. And just be like, okay, game, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is the map and compass from what we've seen. Or the big key.
Oh, the big key was in the first chest.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I already forgot.
Bombs and 2 small keys in the front so far. Oh! Wait, he opened the door and then he left, but he doesn't have a key now. Because he opened the door.
And he flooded the key that he needs.
And oh, yeah. But did he hit the switch? No, okay. And he hit the switch, so he's just gonna get this key, he's done. He's like, you know what, no, this is dumb, why am I doing left side? Get the key and leave. Oh, that's not set up right.
That block is not in the right place.
Does he know diver down? It's not gonna work that way.
Yeah, that looks right.
No, it's too low,
No,
too high.
Too high?
Yeah.
Okay. That's way too high.
Yeah, it's like, that might actually work. If he does the jump correctly. Ooh, I think he's gonna have to mirror here.
Not only mirror, but he doesn't have the key, so he's actually going to have to reset that, which you have to do by exiting, leaving the screen in the overworld, and coming back.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Flooded.
I don't know how to reset the flood. I just thought you had to leave the dungeon. I didn't realize you have to unflood the entirety of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, you have to, unless they changed it in the latest release. I don't know.
I just don't know. I've never encountered that, honestly.
Okay, chat's saying that the latest release means you just have to leave the dungeon.
Okay.
Until the latest release, you certainly had to not only exit the dungeon to the overworld, but exit that screen in the Yep. See?
Yeah.
It was still flooded.
Okay, so leave the dungeon and come back in. Okay, now we'll know for sure. Duncan's just testing. He's just unit testing the latest changes right now.
Oh, and the TR big key is vanilla, so no way to go mode TR.
Yep. Yeah, this has got to be really tilting. I hope that this works for him, so we get to see him get the actual key and then just go do the back and finish up.
I'm honestly surprised a player at Dunkel's level doesn't know Diver Down.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to learn that it's about spending time to learn them sometimes, and a lot of this stuff you don't really need, you know? It saves time, but not enough time that if you play well, you don't need a lot of these tricks to compete at the highest level. It just helps.
It probably would have been faster to Google a Diver Down tutorial than to exit the dungeon and walk all the way through.
I mean, we've seen people Google tutorials before, and oh, he's still committing to left side though. Oh, maybe that's what happened. No, I don't know what happened, honestly. But sorry, I've been paying too much attention to the left-hand side here. I don't think we've seen anything in TR yet, so just a heart, some bombs. There's a map left,
and there's all that stuff on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, so there's a map and a small key. left, so there's 3 items total left in the dungeon.
It's just very unfortunate that Dunko wound up doing this.
Yeah, just the... I don't know what happened here.
I shouldn't be laughing at him. It falls under comedy of errors.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like, haha, you're bad or anything. It's just really unfortunate. And a lot of it too is getting randoed in a way. Like, there could have been awesome items here on the left side, and in this case there wasn't.
Well, but that's why a lot of people won't do left side if they haven't found a dungeon item yet.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of which, we still haven't found the map in TR. There's a heart. Okay. It's either the map or the last item. Ooh, don't get hit! Oh, okay. Don't get 1.0, dear. I don't think Wolfie Dragon has a...
Might want the safety door? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh! Got hit by the bomb. That's fine, though. He had the health to tank that. Definitely never happened to me where I've hit that bomb and died trying to escape the safety door. Alright, last chance. And, ooh, it's the map. Oh. Oh, that's pretty terrible.
So now he's going to try portal saving, I think.
Yeah, he can now. No, he can. It's just... He has to mirror, then he has to death warp. He never activated the flute.
Oh, he saved and quit to the mountain? He didn't activate the flute?
No, he was already there. So he has to death warp here if he wants... Oh, he could have. He could have just gotten hit by the Tektites and saved it that way.
And welcome to our 39 Raiders from SpeedGaming 3.
Whew. Okay. So... what do we have left? Oh my goodness. Graveyard Ledge and Checkerboard Cave. And
did we see Cave 45?
Yes, we did. Wolfie Dragon checked that.
Oh,
after
okay,
Swamp,
yeah,
he did
on his
Bombo's
way down
Tablet.
after getting the mirror. That makes sense.
No, I think he did Swamp, then Bombo's Tablet, then Cave 45. So, and we have, I think, Hammer Pegs, Spike Cave, and Graveyard Ledge. I think that's all we haven't seen. And Checkerboard Cave.
To answer chat, yes, I believe Meyer was Ether. It was pretty fast, but I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. Alright, so... This is actually really interesting depending on what Duncan chooses next. If he doesn't YOLO back up to Turtle Rock right now, then the runners will be pretty even, actually. If he does, like... I don't know, what the heck do you do next? Hammer Pegs? Checkerboard Cave? That's all. That's it. I don't know. I mean, we could still see the boots on Trinex. There's an item left in Turtle Rock here.
Okay, that definitely confirms Ether for Meyer, so that's good news. We're not going in there anytime soon, except that it's probably in Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah. All right, so Duncan finishing up Swamp Palace, got his bombos. Oh, did we ever... Yeah, we checked the shovel. Duncan got it. It was a piece of heart. Checkerboard Cave, Graveyard Ledge, and Hammer Pegs. Right, and Spike Cave. I don't know. I think this makes sense from Duncan. Oh, Pyramid Fairy! Oh, wow, we never saw that.
Yeah, that's still mystifying. As I said at the time, I'm surprised he didn't do that before Ice Palace.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Okay, it's not Checkerboard Cave. Yeah, I mean, if this is like the Ice Rod and the boots are on Trinex, we could see another lead change here. What a kind of a crazy seed.
Did we get both items out of Desert? I'm assuming not.
Nope, it was the map in the map chest, I believe.
Okay, so we haven't gotten either.
Nope.
So could be boots here, and then Ice Rod is in Desert.
Yeah.
And here's where Wolfie's going to learn that the ped is garbage.
Yeah, and so his choice now is pretty much Ice Palace, Pyramid Fairy. No one's done Hammer Pegs, though, dude. Alright, Duncan's saying no to hearts. At this point, he has red mail and 11 hearts. I think he's going to be fine. And there's the ice rod.
So you were
Oh,
right.
and tempered sword, vanilla sword.
That's a vanilla sword, by the way.
Yeah. So okay, this makes so much sense to just go straight to TR here. No, this is Graveyard Ledge Catfish, I think, from Dunka.
He probably
Okay.
figures he's in the neighborhood. Bootser's go mode, so he's, you know, gonna have
That's
to
a good
make this
point. Yeah.
land if he can find boots. Makes his life much easier.
Okay, so Ether on Trinex. No, sorry, I'll stop.
Ether is
Oh.
clearly in Ganon's tower.
Oh, he... yeah. He skipped Graveyard Ledge here, so either he's orphaning it, or he's walking around to do it after Catfish. That's such an awkward check if you don't do it now. On the way to Catfish. You can do it after Catfish, it's just slower, so you shouldn't. Otherwise, you just don't do it. And it looks like he's choosing the don't do it route, which actually is fine. I mean, I don't know about checking Catfish there. At the point of finding the ice rod, it makes sense to just go jump straight into TR. But okay, so now we're gonna see. What can we see? So, this is tough. I think Big Dunka will have taken a small lead here with not having to double dip TR. And Wolfie Dragon doing Ice Palace, which Dunka did earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfie Dragon just found out what his logical progression is, but
Yep.
as I recall, everything else in here was just junk.
Blue Cane was on the boss, but yeah. We don't know if Spike Cave's needed. Not like they need Blue Cane for Spike Cave, but yeah, you're right. Nothing else in here useful.
Wonder if Dunka's gonna grab silvers. It's probably less than 25 seconds to do it.
Yeah, I would. I think I would here after TR.
Could potentially make the land no fight easier.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. It's... If I feel really behind, I don't think I would. I think at that point I don't know if it would feel faster or not, and if I don't know for sure, then I'm not going to waste time trying to find out.
And what if the GT Big Key is behind Ice Armos?
Ugh, that just happens sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I personally think silvers are worth the detour after you finish TR, but it'll be interesting to see what Dunka does.
Yeah, I don't know. There's this kind of like panic feeling when you hit go mode and it's this late, and you've done a ton of stuff that you know at this point you didn't need to do. So you just kind of like you either just YOLO go skip every single thing for the rest of the seed. But I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think if I knew for sure they were convenient, I would do it. But in this case, I probably wouldn't.
So what do you think? Boots on Trinex or Ether on Trinex?
Oh, probably Boots. I don't know. It's probably Ether. The seed's pretty bad. Boots are just in hammer pegs this whole time, so it's gonna be 3 bombs. No, it's gonna be a sword on Trinex. How about that?
Oh, and by the way, regarding silvers, we should note that 25 seconds is the time difference between silvers and silverless on Tempered Sword if you can consistently get triples silverless.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
If
close.
you can't consistently get triples, it's more time and then makes it more likely that picking up those silvers is worthwhile.
Yeah, it's one of those items that's definitely worth having if you're practiced with it. Silvers, that is.
So Wolfie Dragon is also going to need to go to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, and he won't have much left here except for Spike Cave, Green Pendant, and Hammer Pegs other than Pyramid Fairy, I think. So, both runners have Graveyard Ledge. Ugh, what a terrible check. Okay, both runners now have completed all the same dungeons. All right, Duncan gonna get his big key here.
And of course, Wolfie Dragon's going to turn in the green pendant before he does anything else.
Yeah, Duncan gonna go through in full clear TR as you would do in the case where you're looking for the one item you need.
Is Wolfie Dragon doing Graveyard Ledge now?
That or hammer pegs are both. They're not really in the way of each other, so. Again, this could be another big swing if there's nothing in. Well, crap, he doesn't have the Ice Rod. He still needs to do Pyramid Fairy.
Right. I mean, best case scenario for him is Boots, and then he does Desert. Well, he'll do the Boots checks first, given where he is, and then Desert.
Yeah, those Boots checks feel so bad when there's nothing.
And then hopefully Pyramid Fairy after Desert.
Nope. Okay, Graveyard Ledge is dead. Good to know. Feels bad, but it's good to know. Man, that flute was kind of crazy. Oh, this has to be Pyramid Fairy, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do it, you do it right after Swamp. Probably what... Oh no, Wolfie Dragon did, he didn't have it. He didn't have Herod done when he finished Swamp, because he sequence broke the mirror.
Right. Still, now he'll be regretting not saving a portal.
Yeah, saving the portal there is kind of annoying the way he would have had to do it, but he did only have like one heart, I think, when he had an opportunity to do so. All right, this is the moment of truth. We find out, does Trinex give us our go mode, or does he just give us ether?
Or nothing.
Or nothing, yeah, or 3 more bombs.
Actually, could he give us nothing, or are we out of other checks at this point?
I think Graveyard Ledge is our last check.
Wolfie Dragon did Graveyard Ledge.
Sorry, Hammer Pegs.
Okay. Checkerboard has been checked to answer chat.
Okay. First phase down. Oh, yeah, Spike Cave. Thank you, Professor Pixie.
Oh, right. That is in logic with that Cane of Burna. Wonder if Big Dunker will go there next, if this isn't anything.
All right, a moment of truth. $20.
Okay, so Spike Cave or Hammer Pegs it is?
Yep. Okay. I think Dunka's in the neighborhood. Spike Cave is the play.
Yeah, I sure
Oh, look,
hope
Wolfie's going into Spike Cave. Or maybe, no, he might just be
Wolfie's
going
gonna finish TR.
Yeah.
It's a crystal.
Ugh, that's gonna feel really bad when he doesn't find the boots on Trinex. But yeah, I don't know. Makes sense.
Okay, let's see how many seconds it takes Dunka to claim the silvers.
I'm just watching the timer right now. So
Yeah, it was 37 when he went into Hookshot Cave. I'm actually kind of
Yeah.
curious in terms of, you know,
you got to consider the 2 mirror transitions too.
right. And up
36.
until he jumps down, so we're talking about 34 seconds.
Yeah,
I'd say that's worth it.
it's on the cusp. Yeah, it's close enough. It's probably worth it
Especially if you wind up needing to do Ice Armos.
for sure. All right, Spike Cave. And then, gosh, what does Big Dunka have left? Graveyard Ledge, Hammer Pegs, and Checkerboard. I think Wolfie Dragon's done everything else at this point. Is it going to be Ether in Spike Cave? Boots! We have boots.
1 hour, 34 minutes, 50 seconds go mode. That is painful.
But we're there, Drossi. We have go mode. And like you said, Ether is probably just in TR.
So that Ice Palace dip, logically speaking, was double required. We needed both the powder and the Cane of Burna, though
Yep.
both could have been worked around.
Yep. Yeah. If you love memeing and sequence breaking, you don't have to touch Ice Palace at all this seed. Whew, what a seed. All right. I bet Dunka's relieved but angry at the same time. And
Yeah.
that's a check you wonder if your opponent did, because that was kind of what I was pointing out earlier. Like when they did go up to do Hera, that would have been the ideal time. If you're going to do Spike Cave in an efficient kind of full clear way, that's when you probably would have done it. So you can imagine your opponent doing it at that point.
This stands a good chance of being the longest invitational race this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the longest so far was 146 and change. Both runners actually finished that one between 146 and 147.
Wow.
These really long races have wound up being super close just because, well, both runners are effectively full clearing the map, and this is the Invitational League, so we have a lot of really good runners here. So they take about the same time to full clear the map.
Yeah. Yeah, and just a quick recap from what brought up at the start of this race about the implications of this race. So a win from Big Dunka on this race would guarantee Error 216 a playoff berth, whereas a win from Wolfie Dragon will move them out of last place to be tied with multiple other teams in order to potentially not be relegated. So it's a really important race for both teams, actually.
Yeah, you certainly feel good if you can clinch before you hit the final week. But also, yeah, this division is so fascinating. You had 5 teams competing for 4 playoff spots and 3 teams competing not to be in the relegation spot.
Yeah, and with that crystal pickup from Big Dunka, he now has all 7 crystals and will be entering Ganon's Tower. So, if you don't already know, we like to play a game where you can throw a number in chat of the 22 possible locations where Ganon's Tower Big Key can be. And once we find it on Big Dunka's side, we will scroll back through the list of runners who made guesses and shout you out. So go ahead and get your guesses in chat. What's your guess, Drossi?
I'll go with 14.
14? I'm going to go with 1, because I always go with 1.
You always go with 1. Well, I really like it to be in the first chest in Rando Room, which is either 10 or 14, depending on how you route.
Oh, okay. Rando Room because that's where you go when you play Rando. It's your favorite room.
I mean, is it really a seed if you haven't seen Rando Room?
Oh, it looks like Wolfie Dragon's leaving. He just has Hammer Peg, so he's gonna...
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, he's got 2 checks left. So it's this or Spike Cave.
You're on the mountain, though, and you have an invincibility item.
Yeah. Watch, it's going to be the cape and hammer pick. Oh, it might be ether. No, please don't be ether. Game, don't do that to us, game. I'll be really sad if it is. Okay, so no more guesses in chat. We will now find out where the big key is.
One thing's for certain, this match has had a lot of back and forth to it.
Yeah, a lot of lead changes. It's been a really good match. All right, it was not 1, and it was not 2.
And he's going left despite getting a small key. He probably feels behind, and he's just, you know, going for it.
And there we go. Just $50, nothing in hammer pegs, and Wolfie Dragon thinking about it probably is kind of realizing Spike Cave has to be it.
Yeah, I guess he must have forgotten about Spike Cave given that hesitation.
Yeah, I think he knows it now. More small keys. So is that 5, 6? Hey, there's ether. You called it.
I told you.
All right. So what was that? 7?
Yeah.
Stop counting.
So Dunka double-crossed me because 14 is now going to be Bob's chest.
8.
He should have gone right after getting that small key.
Well, if it's there, then you can call him out in the interview. So, remember there was something we were going to ask the runners at the beginning of the race? And I said we'd probably forget by the end?
Was I here at the very beginning?
It was like kind of right around when you showed up.
Oh. I don't remember. I definitely want to ask Dunka why
I don't
he did
remember
ice
either.
before Pyramid Fairy, but there was the big key at 9.
Okay, cool. We are now climbing GT 9, you said?
Yeah.
It was in Rando Room. Oh, there's our boots for Wolfie Dragon. All right, let's see.
Oh yeah, we did want to ask the runner, chat's reminding us, we did want to ask the runners why they chose not to Harapot.
Oh, yeah. All right, looks like the first person to guess 9 in chat was Resonant Derp. Nice name. Congratulations for guessing 9. You can thank Dunka later.
So, maybe we should have had Lazy Kid roll this seed if Dunka's playing after all.
Oh, that's true. Would that feel biased, though?
Dunka's probably going to explain to us that Lazy Kid seeds are superior to Sahabot seeds because Lazy Kid would never give a seed like this.
Yeah, you never see seeds like this on ladder.
Of course not.
Yeah, making quick work of the gauntlet. Only 1 more room left. 2 more rooms left. I can count.
Well, Wolfie Dragon is heading to the back of Desert. I don't see him catching up, but at the same time, he's not going to be hugely behind.
Yeah, he might do that GT route that you wanted Duncan to do and lose a little bit of time there. But yeah.
And hey, about those silvers.
He had Fire Rod. It's fine.
But he gets to conserve magic this way.
That's true, actually. And he gets a full magic refill. Thanks, game. It's always kind of funny to think about what your go mode could have been, right? You think about what would have Dunca's go mode been if he had done Spike Cave after Hera out of logic. He would have still needed to find the mirror and the ice rod, and it might have been a totally reasonable play to say, hey, Pyramid Fairy's available now, and gotten his ice rod, and then full cleared TR still, and been like, where the heck is this mirror? And still had to go find it, right?
I just realized Wolfie Dragon never did get those silvers because he just exited off the mountain. It made more sense to get the silvers if you were heading over to Spike Cave anyway.
Yep, he does not have silvers. But he does have 7 crystals and the boots, so he'll be excited to get to start his climb now too.
Duncan not opening that chest. It probably has his butter sword.
Yeah, it's fine. It's definitely not the bug net.
Maybe the cape.
Maybe the cape. That would feel bad. Not really, but it'd just be annoying. It'd be like, oh yeah, of course, cape's in here. No bug net for you. Alright, quick agonometry lesson. Gets 2 hits on the first. This is an okay pattern. Gets 2 more. Very nicely done. Ooh, only gets 1 there. It's okay. Only need 1 more. And nails it.
So yeah, we're already at 145. I think this is going to be the longest invitational seed this week.
But he has silvers now.
Let's see if he gets the 1-on-1.
Silver saves an hour and 45 minutes on the Ganon fight. So he'll be done in 22 seconds.
Yeah, Silver Ganon actually takes negative time.
Exactly. The arrows shoot so fast that it reverses time. Makes sense.
We should call them the tachyon arrows, clearly. Oh, now Wolfie's getting the silver arrows? I guess it still kind of makes sense.
Yeah, if you're going to walk up this way. He did lose that time to not being able to do land mows with it. I think sometimes, too, if you're this deep in the sea, you're just like, I want the silvers now, just because you're like kind of rage, not full clearing, but just you want the seed to be easier at the end. Because you've done literally everything. You might as well have silvers for the end. So yeah, Dunka just needs 1 more hit. There we go. He'll be in phase 4. Did you find the silvers? Yes. Just needs to get a couple more shots. Ooh, setting up triple.
Yeah, don't worry about... Oh, faced the wrong way.
So close. All right, 4th silver arrow into Ganon as the pick explodes. Get your GGs in chat for Big Dunka.
And he will cross with an official race time of 1:46.57.
Woo! What a seed.
And Wolfie Dragon is just gonna meme out Tile Room here.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a legitimate yellow play. I think by the time he entered Tile Room, Dunka wasn't done, but then once you see him done, it's like, oh, well, doesn't matter now.
We are joined by our winner, Big Dunka, though. GG.
It was a good game, I guess.
You're sounding really soft.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Hey, no, that was fantastic. Nothing went wrong. It was completely linear.
Yeah, easy seed, right?
And it was, yeah, that was it. There was nothing went wrong possibly in that entire seed.
Congratulations, that is the longest seed in the Invitational League this week.
Woohoo!
Woo!
But you did clinch your team a playoff berth.
That's true.
Yeah. That's nice at least. And thankfully, I don't have to race next week. So, yeah, I get 2 weeks to get everything out of my system.
Oh, and Wolfie Dragon found the cape on the right side. Yeah, you got the small key and went left anyway. Was that just because you were feeling behind, or...?
No, that's usually how I route that these days. I don't know if it's just me, but I find that the key is just not right side very often for me. So that's usually how I do it these days.
Gotcha. So we were curious about a couple of things there, like your decision to do Ice Palace before Pyramid Fairy. Can you talk about that?
It's four versus 4 at that point. There's 4 items on the pyramid trail up to Catfish, and then there's 4 items in Ice, and Filane's on my team. And if I didn't do Ice first, I'd be hearing about it forever. So.
Oh, I see. Blame Filane.
Yeah.
What about well, okay. I probably understand.
Should we just get it out there?
I just wanted to ask about the non-fake powdering. Not that it matters that much, but you did scum the mushroom. You did scum. Oh, we can talk about the other thing later, but you did scum the mushroom. So.
Yeah, no. What it came down to is I didn't have a good opportunity to go back there. Taking the smithy, I realized immediately when I did it and I picked him up, it was a mistake, because then I was forced to go back and turn him in. And without Mir, I just didn't really have a good opportunity to go back there. There was nothing left in Kakariko other than the smithy route, and I just always had better things to do.
Yeah, Drossi was pointing out, like, right after you got your flute would have been, if there was a time, that would have kind of been the most convenient time.
The count basically come down to there was 3 items there, but it takes longer, versus 4 items in several different locations. So I was just playing numbers at that point.
Yeah, but so you were actually behind because Wolfie Dragon did fake powder and get the mirror, and then you regained the lead when you did finally do Pyramid Fairy to get the Ice Rod.
Yeah, and actually at that point, considering what happened before that, I felt finding Ice Rod there was almost like a godsend, because normally you just go to Turtle Rock for it because it's almost always in there.
That's what Wolfie Dragon did, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would have done it too, except at that point I'm just like, I guess I should check these. I'm kind of in the vicinity, so...
Well, it actually it made sense from his route, because he... Logic broke the mirror, so he went immediately to Swamp.
Yep,
and so when you finally did Hera, then he was on the mountain, so you do TR when you're there. And you had done Hera before you were done with Swamp, so... Yeah,
that makes perfect sense.
So speaking of Swamp, I guess we do have to talk about that.
All right. Let's just get it out there. One, I don't do Diver Down for the most part for a reason. It's because I'm just bad at it. I did not mean to flood the key. That was an unintentional thing. I was going to do left side first, and I'd already kind of been tilting at that point, and I flooded the key, and I'm like, oh god, now I actually have to do this. So I went to do it, and at that point, I was so tilted, my hands were shaking. And it's like, there's no way I'm going to do this. It's just my hands were shaking so hard, I left. I forgot that you have to actually leave and set the flood. I realized that about halfway through, and I was like, is that how it is? And at that point, I was just like, I'm just going to do it this way, get it done, because I had to I set my controller down twice in Swamp just to calm myself. That's how it was.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why I don't do it. I'm bad at it.
Yeah, so we just called out, we figured that you were just unit testing the latest changes, that the key flooding works correctly now.
Hey, guess what? It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you didn't have to go off the screen in the overworld once you exited.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I haven't flooded the key in years. So I kind of remember it, but I didn't know if you just leave or come back in. It's one of those things you just don't do unless you're already off the deep end. And I was long past that point. So
yeah. Yeah, there was a lot going on in the seed. I think it was kind of funny. There was a lot of ways to get baited that would have sort of helped the routing, if that makes sense. Like, you came down to the choice of, do you check Old Man or do Aga? In a totally reasonable place in the seed where doing Aga actually might have made sense.
It was an option.
And if you had done that, you would have found the hammer super early.
That's true. I would have. Yeah,
Which
that's
actually would have sped up the seed. in like the dumbest way possible.
That's a weird way to look at it, but you're right. Yeah, because I mean, you don't have a choice at that point. You have to go to pod.
Yeah.
That's a weird way to look at it, but yeah, you're right on that.
And there were kind of a few situations where that could have happened. Like if you had done that, then you could have gotten the mirror on Magic Bat more conveniently, potentially. I mean, that's who knows. And then sequence breaking the boots after doing Hera, but then that might have slowed down the seed because then you do all the boots checks and a bunch of stuff you actually don't need, but you do them faster.
Yeah. That you're right. Just thinking it that way, that seed really could have gone a completely different way, and probably would have been beneficial in the end.
Right. One other thing we were wondering about, which you and Wolfie Dragon both did, the choice to not Herapot.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't gonna skip an item, so I went into this seed thinking to myself, you know what? I'm just not gonna skip anything. I'm just gonna play it very, very close to the vest. I'm not gonna break any logic or anything like that. And I didn't want to have to. At that point, I knew that if there was an item back in the big chest, I was gonna go back and do it. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it, get it done. Not gonna skip anything, of course. Obviously, it wouldn't happen that way, but yeah, I made that decision before the race even started that I wasn't gonna leave anything behind. That's why I went back and did Helma too after finding the hammer.
Yep.
But,
yeah, it makes sense.
And Wolfie Dragon also went back into Helma after getting the hammer. So again, like in both of those cases, you guys were thinking the same thing and it canceled out.
Yeah, and I mean,
for the most part, you did all the exact same checks in such a way that the amount of time it takes to do them wasn't that different. There were a few small efficiency time saves that you both did differently. But
how was his swamp? No, I'm joking.
He did skip left side and then
and he got paid off for it. Yeah.
So,
oh my god, I laughed so hard. I had the biggest belly laugh when it was mapping from this. My god, that was wonderful.
And hey, we may get him in here soon because he just took down Aga 2.
Yeah, and actually, I'm gonna bolt. I've got some dinner waiting for me, and it's 7:30 already, and I'm gonna get some food and have a cocktail. So,
well, enjoy your evening then. You've certainly earned the cocktail.
Yeah. Thanks everyone as always, and appreciate it. And I am out of here.
Yeah, and congrats on playoffs again.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So with that, we have Wolfie Dragon on Ganon. And I would like it known that I'm marking that playoff clinch as we speak, because otherwise someone in general is going to get on my case about it.
It's not me, is it?
No, I just mean someone. I don't actually have anyone in particular in mind. Just... But yes, we are on phase 3 on Wolfie Dragon's side. So yeah, Oops Tavares auf nicht will remain one game behind 2 Pearl, 2 Furious, and the Bomb Squad in terms of positioning for trying to avoid relegation.
Yeah, and both those teams are playing each other this week. Oh, nice save. Wow, that was crazy. I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, our only remaining 2 races in the Invitational League this week are the other race between these 2 teams, which is Thelane versus Divisines at, when was that, tomorrow? But get your GGs in track for Wolfie Dragon in the meantime.
That is at 4:10 p.m. tomorrow.
Thank you. And Wolfie Dragon finishes at 1:58.25. See if he wants to interview. All right, and so the other race remaining is at 10:10 a.m. 2 Pearl 2 Furious versus the Bomb Squad. Oase versus Sinak.
Ooh,
As
that
they
should be a
battle.
great one.
Yeah, that's going to be on the main SpeedGaming channel, for those of you who are Sunday morning people. And we are joined by Wolfie Dragon, GG.
Greetings and GG.
Hello, GG's.
That was a pain.
Yep, was a seed.
Top 10 worst seeds ever.
Yeah, you definitely had well, you both basically last location the hammer. I think that was the start of the end for the seed just being a total dumpster fire type seed.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think as far as the early to mid game routing goes, you both kind of had very similar overall efficiency, if you want to call it that way. In terms of like how you basically got the hammer at the exact same time. The only real difference was that you hammer jumped to get it and then finished pod, whereas Duncan did pod the other way, death warped and then finished pod. So it was pretty close.
Yeah, generally my routing didn't feel great after not finding anything in the big locations, but yeah.
Yeah, so just in general, like what were your kind of overall thoughts?
When will it end? No, I mean, wasn't great. Like, when I finally got to last locate my boots, I was like, come on, give me the ether. I'm going to Maya. I don't care.
Yep.
But at least that didn't happen. So, yeah.
Hey, you get to, if you end up rewatching any of this, you get to compare your notes with Dunka about clearing Swamp Palace.
Yeah, you did at least, not get baited into left side.
Yeah, thank God. That was like the best swamp setup ever.
Best part of the seed for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Swamp was pretty nice. But yeah, overall that was really not a good play anywhere. Like, Ice Palace had nothing. Like, okay, that was my logically required powder, but whatever. I mean...
Well, the Cane of Burna was your logical access to the boots.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, how did you feel when you pulled the mirror off of fake powder? Were you like, I would have like total jaw dropped and like took a second to recollect myself. I never expect anything when that happens.
I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but on the other side, I was happy since fake powdering never pays off, but now it did, so yeah, that was alright. But yeah, after finding the mirror, I mean, going swamp was pretty clear, but then all the overworld checks just didn't pay off at all.
Yeah, we were talking about different efficiencies or inefficiencies in the way that seed opened up. When you were getting your mitts, about that same time Dunka was doing the front of escape and got his option to do Aga. And after seeing how the seed played out, we kind of realized that if he had actually gone to Aga first, he would have gotten his hammer way faster and it would have made the seed way cleaner to route. So it would have actually saved time in kind of a stupid way if you did Aga early. Of course, this is seed dependent. It's kind of silly, but at the same time, what happened with you finding the mirror had the reverse effect where it caused you to do Swamp Palace first to get access to Turtle Rock, so that when you went up to Hera and finished it for your second red crystal, your obvious choice was to dip Turtle Rock there, which made it so doing Pyramid Fairy wasn't really a good option anymore. Whereas in reverse, Dunka got the mirror, did Swamp, and then did Pyramid Fairy. So there was definitely like choices that could have been made where sequence breaks helped or didn't help in that seed.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall, my routing just wasn't great. Just going to Turtle Rock twice, like thinking maybe Trinix is nice and gives me the boots now, and then nope.
Oh yeah, so we asked Dunka about this as well, but neither of you guys Herapoded.
Yeah, I don't feel good about Terrapod. I actually never cared to learn it. Just
Oh, so for
I
you it
don't
was
know.
an execution issue, not a strategic issue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah, okay, that makes sense then.
Reports.
Is it one of those that?
There was an item in big chest, I would have just done it anyways. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Is it one of those like with or without boots hair pots, or just in general, it's just not something that you are comfortable with in a race?
Yeah, I just don't like Herapod. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
I maybe should learn it, but I mean, I was pretty rusty. I haven't played in like a month, which I could feel. I mean, the boss fights went pretty much kinda alright, but
Well, I'm sure your team is grateful that you stepped in at the last minute when they needed to substitute a player.
yeah, Raylan has asked me like yesterday, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I wouldn't mind that.
Well, it's pretty cool that you got to come in and do that. Then got to come into one of these races. It's always fun, I think.
Yeah, it was fun. No question, but I mean, it's the only game that I will play probably since I think the league is over like about now, like maybe next week.
Yeah, I don't know if they're planning to just do both co-op matches, the two of them, or if they're going to drag you into one of them.
Nah, they said desking wasn't planned for that race anyway, so I'm not gonna play it probably.
Ah, okay.
But it still was fun, and they said they are not going to the playoffs anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's all good.
Well, I think that's probably going to do it for us tonight then. As we said, this is the last match tonight. Tomorrow we do have just the two matches in this division with relegation consequences that will have 10:10 in the morning, SpeedGaming Main, Oase versus Sinak, and then 4:10 in the afternoon, channel to be determined, the teammates of these runners, Thalane versus Divisines. I think we have some Pokemon coming at you next here on this channel. Yeah, Pokemon Crystal coming up, or if you want to see some more retro games, switch over to SpeedGaming Main, where there's Super Mario 3 Randomizer, followed by Zelda 1 Randomizer, both creations of F. Coughlin, who is also a player in Misery Mire Division. So just wanted to give those a shout out. And once again, thank you to our runners. Please do give them a follow. Thank you to our tracker, Professor Pixie. And thank you to Homemade Beer for soloing the first bit of it when I told him about my weather delays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Had a good time. I'm glad you got to join, and it was a fun seed. I mean, it was an interesting seed and a great race to come. I'm thankful to our runners for being up on stream for this one, and thanks to everyone who put on the show, and thanks Jossie for showing up.
Well, it was a fun one to puzzle through, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we could do this, and stick around for more matches on SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2.